Eddie Nketiah ended last season on fire, showcasing to the entire Arsenal fan base the true quality of the player, but officially out of contract and receiving approaches from clubs in the Premier League and the Bundesliga. Today has Eddie Nketiah committed his long-term future to Arsenal Football Club? Has Gabriel Jesus requested a transfer to the Gunners? Does Lisandro Martinez want a move to the Emirates? And could Granit Xhaka be on his way out? Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Babs14. Welcome back to your boys channel, and as per, I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Don't forget to smash a like on the video if you enjoy the content and subscribe to the channel if you are new. The support has been sensational and we are really closing in to 100k. But into the Arsenal transfer news, and we're going to start off with an update on the forwards. And the player in question is Mr. Eddie Nketiah. He surprised quite a few Arsenal fans, but the Arsenal manager has always made it abundantly clear to the media. He's always wanted to keep Nketiah at the Emirates Stadium to extend his contract. And let's just say today is that day where Mikel Arteta has got his wish. As Arsenal have confirmed, just getting started, we are delighted to announce that Eddie Nketiah has signed a brand new 5-year contract. But one thing that is sure is Nketiah was a man in demand. The likes of Crystal Palace, West Ham and other respectable Premier League clubs all had serious interest, and even in the Bundesliga there were some very lucrative offers on the table for Nketiah. But Mikel Arteta's persistent desire to keep Nketiah at the Emirates has pulled through, alongside a hefty near £100,000 a week contract has pulled through, and Nketiah is staying at the Emirates. Mikel Arteta says that "I am delighted that Eddie is staying with us. He represents what we are all about and all the values of the club. We are very happy that he has extended his contract, and now we have to work and continue to develop the great talent and person that we have in him." It seems like Arteta sees something in Nketiah potentially to be a big player for the future of Arsenal Football Club. Hence why the 5-year contract, the massive wages, and also a brand new number. As Arsenal have confirmed, ready for a new chapter, from joining us at age 14 to wearing the Arsenal number 14. Following in the footsteps of the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Theo Walcott and the Arsenal GOAT in Thierry Henry. Now, with your boy being Mr. 14 himself and Babs14, I hold a lot of value in that shirt number, and there is a lot of importance there. So I can understand why there are Arsenal fans that have seen Nketiah put in decent form, but having not had the most successful of Arsenal careers and not showed long-term consistent form, to why there are Arsenal fans that don't think he deserves it. But despite of that, the player has now received the number. He seems to be absolutely glowing in his photos. To become the official Arsenal number 14, this guy is living the dream. We have to support the player and hope for the best, and fingers crossed he can develop into one of our finest 14s. I don't think quite as good as Thierry Henry, but if he scores the goals and puts in the performances, then it is all Nketiah's for the taking, and Arsenal fans won't complain. That being said though, there have been a lot of boisterous Arsenal fans that have made their concerns very clear, and in response to the angry Arsenal fans, Gabriel Jesus, the Arsenal centre-back, has tweeted out, "How can you be so ungrateful? Oh my god." And you even have the legend in Ian Wright responding to an Arsenal fan questioning the decision, saying, "What's a number? Why don't you say nothing if you have nothing positive to say to our players? You can never call yourself an Arsenal fan with negativity of this nature. Would you say this to Eddie's face? If not, just keep it moving." Now, I can see both sides of the arguments, but there's also a part of me that thinks it's just a number. Yes, it holds importance in the past, but now it's about the present and the future. I don't care about the number if the player is delivering on the pitch, scoring goals and giving us performances. But the fact that Arsenal have given him this number in the first place, it further demonstrates the desire to keep Nketiah at the Emirates Stadium. And there's a reason behind that. Last season, in terms of best goals per minute ratios for Premier League players in all competitions, Nketiah ranked at 3rd place. But ultimately, even in the Premier League towards the end of the season, when given a first team chance and consistent starts, we saw at Eddie Nketiah that wasn't just about the goals, but as his stats show in this forward radar, He was playing at a very complete level, not just in terms of the attacking but also in terms of the passing. It is a very small sample size, but ultimately, if those were the stats of a striker that Arsenal was signing and not renewing, I guarantee there would be so many more excited Arsenal fans. It would be so naive of us fans to write off a player at such a young age who has shown such drastic signs of improvements over the last year and shown that he can be a proper outlet for Arsenal Football Club. Let me know your thoughts on Nketiah, and are you happy that he has got the brand new contract? To further strengthen the front line, Arsenal have their eyes set on Gabriel Jesus, and according to Leonardo Baran, a journalist for the Brazilian national team, he says that Eddie Nketiah has now convinced Gabriel Jesus the best step for his career is joining Arsenal. Mr. Eddie Nketiah has apparently done his job, convinced the player that Arsenal is the place for him, and this was then backed up by Recife Simplicio of Goal in Brazil, confirming that Gabriel Jesus is now pushing Man City and Pep Guardiola to accept Arsenal's £42.5 million offer. The player now wants to join Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus requesting an Arsenal transfer. His mind is made. He wants to move to the Emirates. He wants to work once again with Mikel Arteta. Pre-season isn't that far away, and I think Jesus understands to fully adapt to Arsenal. The time has come to push for a move, to get the deal over the line, and it is just the most efficient thing for his adaptation at Arsenal Football Club. And that price tag of £42 million isn't far off what Man City require, so personally speaking, and according to so many reliable reports, there seems to be an expectation that Jesus will be officially soon an Arsenal player. It looks like Mikel Arteta's brand new strikers to replace Lacazette and Aubameyang is Eddie Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus. Do you guys think that those strikers alongside other signings will score enough goals to get Arsenal into the Champions League? Let's talk Lisandro Martinez, as Sky in the UK are reporting that Arsenal have held talks with Ajax over a deal for centre-back Lisandro Martinez. The initial approach for him was said to have been made in late May. An agreement is not thought to be close, but all sides are open to a deal. So Sky have backed up the report from David Ornstein that Arsenal have made an official offer for Lisandro Martinez, and yes, while it may have been rejected, there is an openness from all sides to make a deal happen. And in terms of the player, according to Sky, Arteta is said to be a big fan of Martinez, and the player is also intrigued by the idea of working with the Spaniard. I said this in my last video, if the player wants a move to the Emirates, it makes things so much more simpler. It gives Arsenal all the power in negotiations and allows us to go to Ajax and go, this guy wants to come to us, we want the player, what's the price tag, let's sort it out, and let's get a deal sorted. But in terms of why Arteta is intrigued by Martinez, there are so many reasons why. Looking into his defensive radar template and stats, Arsenal would be getting one of the most complete ball-playing centre-backs in the world football, excelling in all of the passing metrics. Watching Martinez play for Ajax, sometimes you almost feel like you've got a number 10 playing at defence. That's how comfortable he is on the ball, in tight spaces, and technically he is so secure. The ability to play as a left centre-back, as a left-back, and very well in defensive midfield, for roughly 35 to 40 million euros. This transfer makes so much sense, and the only thing you could say Martinez lacks at 5'9", being a centre-back isn't the best, but we're not trying to become the next Burnley. We're trying to become one of the best technical teams in the league to dominate games of football and sustain pressure in the final third, and that type of possession footy is tailor-made for Lisandro Martinez. I expect that in this next week we will see further developments, and if Arsenal are truly serious, dare I even say, maybe even agree a deal. Moving on to the central midfield update. And we're going to start off in Leicester City and the Belgian international in Yuri Tielemans. As one of the most reliable Belgian journalists, Sacha Tavaleri has confirmed Arsenal seem to be the one and only club that have real concrete interest at the moment for Yuri Tielemans, but no official offer yet has been made. Tavaleri says there will be some time before the first offer is made for the transfer of Tielemans, so that every part is pleased with the conditions. Fabrizio Romano has reiterated to the Arsenal fanbase that Arsenal are still in open negotiations. Arsenal value Tielemans closer to £25 million, whereas Leicester are trying to get closer to 35. According to Ben Jacobs, personal terms aren't an issue, so this seems to be just a negotiation of the price tag. Once that fee is agreed, this should be a pretty simple deal to make happen, and I'm sure that Mikel Arteta will want to have Tielemans involved for his pre-season tour of the USA. Gary Jacobs of the Times says that Arsenal are set to announce the £34 million signing of Fabio Vieira after he cut short his holiday in Mykonos to complete a deal before the weekend. He has been offered a 5-year contract worth £46,000 a week. For the price tag of the player below his release clause, along with a contract that isn't too massive, you have to give credit to Eddie Nketiah, because in this transfer, we have negotiated a very good deal, and for what Arsenal are getting, on paper at least, it looks like quite a bargain. Vieira on his Arsenal move says, "Playing in the Premier League won't be easy, and I promise to only work and work. My agent worked on a deal between the two clubs, and I accepted the deal because it was important for all parties. I have always watched the Premier League on TV. Work. Very clear statement from Vieira, and he's a player that, according to many people that have watched him grow up, he did not have the best financial circumstances growing up. And that has made him the character that Arsenal will be receiving. Not only a driven profile, not only a driven personality, but a person that shows signs of leaderships. But there's also not a lack of on-field ability, as Arsenal are getting one of the most decisive attackers in European football. Looking into the minutes per assist in the top 7 European leagues, with an assist every 95 minutes, Fabio Vieira is the highest rank in Europe, ahead of the likes of Ousmane Dembele, Thomas Müller, and even Lionel Messi. Yes, Arsenal do have Martin Odegaard, and even Bukayo Saka does get a lot of assists. But last year, in terms of big chances created, Arsenal weren't up there with the likes of Man City, Liverpool, and even Tottenham. To then sign one of the best creators in world football for the price tag of £30 million, I like what I see. Gary Jacobs also says though, Vieira's arrival is not thought to have an impact on Arsenal's move for Youri Tielemans. Arsenal also have an interest in Alexander Zinchenko and Rafinha. The links with the midfielders suggest that Granit Xhaka could leave this summer with interest from Italian clubs. We know about Rafinha, Tielemans, Zinchenko and co, but Granit Xhaka potentially leaving Arsenal Football Club, let's have a little discussion. Last season, especially in the absence of Thomas Partey, Xhaka did certainly step up and became one of Arsenal's most important players. Not only did he sign a brand new contract last summer, but during the end of the season he also stated his desire to remain at the Emirates Stadium. And with the signing of Youri Tielemans, Fabio Vieira and maybe even a Zinchenko, potentially it hints at a Granit Xhaka transfer away from the Emirates Stadium. Fabrizio Romano says that Manchester City are prepared to let Alexander Zinchenko leave, as they are targeting Marc Cucurella, with an official bid coming soon. Zinchenko can be sold, and Everton have his name on the list as one of the main targets. Other clubs also are keen. I am sure that other clubs also include our club in Arsenal Football Club, and Zinchenko is a profile I like so much. He'd be the perfect inverted left back, provide competition for Kieran Tierney, and if we were to also sell Xhaka, Zinchenko is also able to play as a left-sided number 8 in a 4-3-3. But ultimately, with Arsenal chasing the signing of Lisandro Martinez, I don't think Zinchenko is a pressing opportunity and he's not the main target. And the Gunners also have a very good interest in the left back in Bologna in Aaron Hickey. Alexander Zinchenko or Lisandro Martinez as Arsenal's main defensive signing in this transfer window. Who are you taking? Moving on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off with an official Arsenal signing that is set to have his medical this week, and no, it is not Fabio Vieira, as Sky Sports confirmed that USA goalkeeper Matt Turner will report for Arsenal duty next Wednesday, where he will complete his medical and finalise the move. Matt Turner is set to be Arsenal's brand new backup goalkeeper, having signed him in January, coming in as a 2021 MLS Goalkeeper of the Year, the first team starter for the US men's national team, and the price tag of £7 million. But when asked on being the backup to Aaron Ramsdale, Turner said, "Aaron had an amazing season for Arsenal and played well all year. I'd agree with it for now, but I'm coming in to push him and become the best goalkeeper I can become, while also making him the best goalkeeper he can become. That's my goal. It is all about making a competitive environment. There is no guaranteed starters as goalkeepers, as strikers and midfielders, and what Arsenal need is to create an environment that is ultra competitive, because that's the culture that Arsenal have to have if they want to reach the standards of your Man Cities and your Liverpools." Anyways guys, that's the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, make sure to smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you would like to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was today's episode of the Transfers FC. Gabriel Jesus requests an Arsenal transfer. Man City is time to accept and give us what should be ours. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves and in a bit.